the framework behind, kind of back to the whole mountain climbing like analogy and like why people do things, like the whole framework. I think I would wager a majority of people on social media do social media because of the fact that they feel that ego boost, because they know, very few, I think fewer
That's
people
true.
than not have
When
going.
people click the button and my brain releases the happy goo.
Yeah,
It's that happy goo we're all chasing, man.
Dopamine.
Yeah.
Like we're all addicted. I mean, everybody has always been addicted to dopamine.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
we've never had
That's dope.
access to
Just so much dopamine.
Yeah, like for such a minimal effort.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah,
need
it's
to,
rewiring our brains.
It's just one of those things where I feel like if any social platform makes any difference, everyone's just gonna flock to the next one that's giving you that that drive.
That goo.
And it's always gonna be a news platform, and that platform's gonna get bought by another major platform, and it's just gonna continue being this major onslaught of just I don't know.
And then we're
It's
gonna
just gonna be a mess. It's always gonna be a
me
mess.
and Jamie talked about the close friends thing and how it's like it's only a matter of time before somebody charges money to have access to their close friends.
Yeah.
And,
Oh,
honestly, I think people should just never just buy into that stuff. Like we're only gonna give. I think people should only give so much data to these silicone giants that we should. Honestly, like I don't think we should be continuing to be jumping into the next big thing, like facial recognition stuff. Like the big face AI stuff. Like I don't want people seeing images of my face all the time.
Russia
it's such a
already has
dangerous.
it.
It's such a dangerous. Exactly. It's
Russia
such a
has
dangerous,
it all.
You know what's funny?
It's such a dangerous territory.
I think almost every episode of this podcast we end up talking about social media because it's. I actually thought about the name Digital Soma as a name for the podcast. Do you know what Soma is? It's from A Brave New World. It's a drug they're all taking to keep them like happy, to keep them like stupid and not worried about anything. Every time they have a bad, any kind of a negative feeling, they take their Soma. So it's Digital Soma. That was my idea for, but
absolutely.
I didn't want to be that like ice that like
You don't want to brand yourself as that.
I didn't want to be just talking about that, but
Makes
it does seem to be something that
back
everybody is concerned about.
I think it's also. I would say, and from my experience, I would say that normal people, meaning normies,
Facebook users.
Well, I would say non. Yeah, I would say. So you're again coming from like research psychology or whatever. Like your population that you are currently, kind of doing this experiment with is more so a creative population.
True.
And thus any creative to get anywhere, you need to thus like do socials like no one's freaking business. So I think that's where that ties in. I think people who are not doing any sort of art form, because I have a lot of friends like from college specifically where like they were like more like athletes that I became friends with or like prior athletes, right? And like not so super artistic people. And with them, it's absolutely like social media is not a thing that they think about that much.
Agree. I actually have a lot of athletes that I grew up with too, and they don't have it's like I don't care.
Yeah,
that's
but anybody
true.
like with any sort of like really creative or artistic kind of endeavor, I think that's actually pursuing it. I think it's like a necessary evil, maybe a necessary whatever.
They also tend to be metacognitive, like you said.
Sure.
And thinking about what effect this is having.
So like in terms of the population that you're sampling, that population could make a difference.
That makes sense.
That's true.
It really comes down to like riding the trends in my view. Like the people who ride the trends are the ones who want to grab the attention. And when you're on social media, I think those are the people that you look at. And you look at the artists, you look at the influencers, you look at not even just influencers in the sense that's like, I make thousands of dollars off my products that I just show off because I look really nice. It's also just the artists, it's the brands, it's the music, it's the playwright, it's the culture and everything. It really comes all boiled down to one thing. It's just the fact that everyone just always wants everyone to look at everything.
Yeah,
so
in a really weird nutshell.
Well, and you can use it really well. Like Adrian Lewis, like the way that he's basically an Instagram influencer.
I know. I talked to him a little bit about it.
Yeah, and he has one song out.
I know.
But like he's like thriving in the area, and I would like one, he's an incredible player and he's an incredible musician and he's really fun to hang out with. But like a big part of it and a big part of the reason why people show up to his shows is because he has like a consistent and engaging social media presence.
Yeah.
And it's like I would follow Adrian even if he wasn't a musician.
Exactly. He could be like a model. He could just be some guy.
Yeah.
You know?
I follow Lil Nas X on Twitter, not because I thought that Old Town Road was the best song of the year or even liked it that much, but because
it was the best song of the year to
obviously.
keep the record straight here.
I think the fact that he's a musician makes me engage more with his stuff, though.
Yeah,
sure.
Totally.
That's very
well. That's the
thought.
interesting now though. Is the art form just the icing on the cake, or is it the cake itself, or is like you're just the looking good is the cake, and then the art form is the icing on the like? To me nowadays, like to differentiate an influencer and a musician or an influencer, any sort of creative, it's a real thin line, real thin. It's like to do one thing, you need to do the other. And sometimes the other thing, aka like socials, are like the thing that you need to do before you do the thing that you originally wanted to do. It's like it's kind of fucked, but like it's also very interesting.
There's an art to it.
Yeah. And I think that is what I've dealt with is like, how do you find the fun in it? And how do you find your art form and being an artist in that?
Some people seem to do it intuitively. I feel like the younger people
well they're
do it
I feel like that's always the thing. The younger people always do it the best. No matter what time you're growing up in, you know. Like I think when we were first starting the band, we were
shit at socials.
We thought we had it right.
Absolutely.
We didn't have nowhere near even understanding.
We didn't get our socials together till like a year ago.
Exactly. Like, we really didn't start sitting down and bearing everything straight until we really meant like, okay, this guy should do something. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like
we didn't even see that's the thing, the value assignment. Like we didn't see the value in it.
Yeah.
And we're also I didn't see at that point, like for me personally, like the fun in it at all. It was like a chore.
See the fun in it.
I've started to see the fun.
Chore.
That's the thing.
You should follow me on Twitter. Then you'll have fun. I gotta at Jacob Luke Hite on Twitter.